that goes to show you never give up on your shit, bro. Never give up on your shit, all right? Come on now. Hey, don't be too critical, man. Dude, Fonseca was down. Fonseca was down, man. Hey, I put money on him. I doubled down. And now we're back up. Ride the wave. All right. Don't be too critical and enjoy your time, man.
I never doubted Fonseca. Even when he was losing 6-1. Trust the process.
Look, ain't really much in the hood these days. Trying to get me.
Ooh. Sorry about that. Let me turn down the volume. Try to do a fancy transition, but I don't know how that will turn out from music, whatever. Okay, moving on. If you clicked on this video, one of two things may be true. One, actually maybe one of three things. One, you're one of my friends and you saw my Facebook or Instagram post and you decided to watch my video. If so, thank you so much. Love you guys and trust you smash this week, and let's keep this momentum going forward. Or two, you are someone who suffers from self-criticism like I do. And the third one of my friends shared it. Again, thank you. I'm someone who often self-criticizes a lot, not only on my personal, like from a health perspective, but also sometimes from a social perspective. If I say something wrong, I'm like, shit, why'd I say that? Blah, blah. Anyway, this video is not a guide on how to help that. It's just me venting and how I kind of try to overcome it, especially nowadays, because, I think I'm getting to the age where I really need to lighten that load, and I realize that it's halting my progress on a lot of things, not only health-wise, but business side and in my relationships. But without further ado, let's get to the bits and pieces of this week, starting off with health and the gym. Boom, boom, transition. Also, sorry, I'm gonna take it back real quick. Some of my friends mentioned from my last video that my mic was scuffed. So if you see this is not like a neck piece. This is just a mic, and hopefully it works pretty well. Okay, anyways, moving on. Bye-bye. Okay, let's speed run the status update portion of the video. This week health was pretty good. I lost about a kg and yeah, a few percentage points in body fat. For wealth, honestly didn't do much, but I'll try and focus that next week. Yeah, definitely want to help my parents a bit more on that front, especially on their fish and chip business. And on the social side, I met up with a lot of my good mates, and yeah, you will see more on that in a bit. This week, as I mentioned before, it was on the topic of self-criticism, and I did interview my three sisters, so let's hear from them now. I'm here with the sister. I'm gonna hold this mic over here, but theme of this week was self-criticism, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Again, no one's watching this video right now, so it's okay, perfectly fine. It's probably like 100 people, and 100 people is nothing, all right? Anyways, probably even less. Anyways, theme is self-criticism, and I know that you've been playing this Guzan for a few years now, and you used to be really critical. You used to be like, oh, I suck, or whatever the case, but now you do it less. How do you think it's helped you move forward?
I feel like when I think about myself, like I can play better, I can actually play better. But when I bring myself down, I have less motivation to actually continue and stuff. So thinking positively helps, guys.
Think positively. Don't doubt yourself, yeah? And it's okay to be critical of certain things, right? But don't beat yourself up over it. Valuable insight. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Okay. Goodbye. That's this section over. I'm going to interview my other sister as well. Ooh. Okay, back to part 2. So I'm interviewing my younger sister again, Amy.
Before we progress, make sure you like and subscribe.
Very valuable note. Thank you.
Okay.
self-criticism, right?
Yep.
I've noticed in the past that you've actually it's two possibilities. One, you either don't suffer from it as much because you get over it quickly, or two, you mask it really well. Which one of the two is it?
Do I hold it?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say
The camera's right there.
I would say it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Like I think right now, I just read for 8 hours straight when I should have been doing something more productive. But then you kind of like, you just have to move past it and be like, okay, well, the time's been spent. You might as well move on. So that fulfills condition one. But if it's during a more intense period where you actually should be doing work, where there is actually that demand, I guess it's more masking that criticism. But you just like, I guess it's both. Like you push through it anyway,
Right.
even if you have the criticism there. Yeah. But basically, cut yourself some slack sometimes, but also do the work when you need to. Yeah.
I don't know if that answered my question, but those are very valuable pieces of advice.
It's, which, yeah.
Alrighty, we're on the third and final person. So this is my older sister Lisa. We went up in age as we went, so experience has increased as we went throughout this interview. Went from Emily, the youngest, who's now in year 12, to Amy, who's in her penultimate or final year in uni, and now an established, what do you call it? Corporate girly. Okay, so the theme of this week was self-criticism. And I think I can attest to that. You're a pretty self-critical person, but it's definitely had its advantages and disadvantages. My question for you is, how have you learned to be less self-critical over the years, and has that helped you? Or if not, do you think it has been a detriment in some aspects? And what do you hope to improve? Over to you.
Okay. Yeah, so I think from a criticism perspective, that's something I'm hoping to change a bit more this year. I know I have been really hard on myself the last few years and, setting really high goals and expectations for myself. And the moment that, if you don't end up meeting some of those goals, or if you fail to achieve something that you set out to do, that can be really hard to deal with, especially when you are very critical of yourself. I think this year is just learning to accept when things aren't perfect in the way that you want it to be. And I think the last couple months and weeks especially, I've sort of recognized that a bit more, and know that it is okay that things aren't perfect. Cut this out. So I think when you are facing criticism, it's okay to be critical, self-critical. That's what enables you to grow, but also recognizing when it is going too far and how you can mentally adjust to that and focus on not just what isn't going well, but also what has been going well in your life, and being more grateful for those areas rather than constantly focus on the negatives and let it snowball. So I'm sort of still figuring out how to let go of those things, and I do feel like even over the last few weeks, a few weeks ago, that was the worst for me, where facing some outcomes that I wasn't particularly happy with, letting that really affect me. And also it becomes a combination of a bunch of things that happen, and you end up focusing on the negatives. So just shifting your focus away from that. I'm rambling a bit, but
No, it's fine,
I think when you need to figure out how to edit so that it cuts out the really boring rant.
like I swear, even when I'm doing like script drafting for this video, yeah, I'm being super critical. Like I scraped out a bunch of shit, and honestly, I ended up not even following this. I interviewed a bunch of people. So I think the thing with self-criticism is that the more you do it, right, the slower you get to the end result. So you might as well just keep doing the thing. Obviously have an idea of what you want, but keep doing the thing, and then you'll eventually get it, right? And yeah, that's basically my mantra for this year. I have to post at least one video a week, and once those videos get posted, so be it. You move on to the next. So self-criticism, yeah, it's still there, but yeah, we're getting better at it. Yeah, I've got some beautiful drawings as well. Let me show you. Let me show you. So I got a little smiley face. That's meant to be the Heyo. That I got footage. I didn't get that angle, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, don't be too self-critical. I can't not say it anymore. I've said it throughout the whole video. Basically, it's for myself as well. I'm talking to you, Vincent. Okay, cool. While you're editing this, don't be too self-critical. Sure. Cool. I think this week is it. We'll move on to next week, and I'll probably have a new lesson. Each week there's a different lesson, and I'm sure that's the same for you all. But yeah, thanks again for your time. Honestly, this week's video will probably be a mess. There was a lot going on. So yeah, hopefully we can refine them a bit more going forward without being too self-critical. Anyways, have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.